Hey guys, it's Jamie.
And I'm Amanda, and we're with Siouxland Libraries.
And today we're bringing you a very special Kids Discover all about the summer reading program, Tales and Tales.
So on today's Kids Discover, we are going to create our own creatures.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
So the first thing we have to know is where they're going to live. So
Yeah.
we're going to talk about animal habitats,
Okay.
and then what are special adaptations that animals have to live in those habitats.
What's an adaptation? That's kind of a big word.
Yeah, that's a good question. So animals kind of evolve and change to have certain special features that allow them to live places that perhaps other animals can't. Say, a polar bear lives in the Arctic and has a lot of fur, whereas, something in the desert wouldn't be able to do that.
Sure,
Does
that makes sense. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so we'll start there, but what I thought we'd focus on is the ocean.
Oh, we love the ocean.
I do love the ocean so much, and so we've got a bunch of water beads and some water here, because
Okay.
they're just super fun to play with anyways. This is going to represent our ocean, and if you want to go ahead and stick your hands in there and just feel around and maybe see what fish you can find in there.
Okay. Let's see. Ooh, it feels pretty awesome. So I found this guy. Looks like a shark.
Ooh, yeah, definitely we've got a shark. So let's talk about some of their adaptations.
Okay.
So they're really great at finding food, and they have streamlined bodies to swim really fast.
Okay.
And like most of our sea creatures you're going to see, they've got gills,
Oh, yep.
and that's how they breathe underwater. So they filter oxygen out of the water with their gills, as opposed to us breathing above land, with our lungs. But one of the really cool things about sharks is this ampullae of Lorenzini.
Okay.
Super long word, ampullae of Lorenzini. What it is if you get close on sharks, they have these small little holes up by their nose.
Yeah.
And what it does is it enables them to sense electric fields. Okay, so let's
Whoa.
say you're a tiny fish and you're hiding over in the corner and you're being really quiet and they can't see you. They can still sense you because they can sense that electricity.
But when I go swimming in the water, I don't bring my phone or anything like that. So what kind of electricity are they sensing?
Right, well, most bodies with your heart and stuff pumping produces some sort of electrical circuit.
Oh.
And that's what they can sense. So you can be the best hider and they can still feel that you're around.
That's so cool.
That is super cool. You want to grab another one?
Okay, I'm gonna put the shark here. Let's
Cool.
see.
What do we got?
I cannot get over how cool this feels. Looks like an ocean unicorn, otherwise known as a narwhal.
Yes. Yes, the unicorn of the sea, some people call them. All right, so we're looking at this guy. What is the first thing you see?
Well, definitely that huge horn
Right.
that comes off of them.
Very weird, and I know a lot of people don't even realize this is an actual animal, right? But it is up in our Arctic waters, and this thing that we're seeing here, it's actually known as a tusk. It's a lot like elephant tusks, like it is a tooth essentially. And some of the things that I just wanted to talk about this because they're so different and so neat. So they are colorful, but they're just grayish in color to be able to camouflage in the water.
Okay.
But those tusks, scientists are a little confused on what exactly they're for. They have filmed them hitting like fish to stun them. So
Whoa.
that's how they get them to stop and get food. They also do use them for protection. And a lot of people also think it's a way for them to impress females so that they can, build their own families.
So only males have this giant tooth, is what you're saying?
Most of the time it's only males, but it is known that 15% of the females actually can grow these, but they're not as long. But yeah, it's typically found in guys.
Can you imagine brushing that giant tooth? That is so much toothpaste and a giant toothbrush.
Yes, absolutely.
Love it.
Let's go for our next one and see what else we got in here.
Yeah. Let's see. Ooh.
Oh.
Looks like, is this a squid?
Yeah, that's not just any squid though.
Oh.
I know you probably can't tell because of the size of in your hand.
Yeah.
But that is a giant squid.
Oh, nice. These are cool.
They're crazy.
Yes.
Really crazy. Scientists thought that they were a myth for a really long time until about the past decade where we've actually caught a few of them on film. Wow. So they are very real. They can get up to almost 43 feet long, and they can weigh almost a ton. And they live really, really deep in the ocean. And that's why we haven't really known if they're a real animal or not, because it's been until the past decade for us to be able to go that deep in the water.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
They're super cool. So they're a cephalopod like most squid, and we kind of have to assume some things with them, like a lot of squid can change color.
Okay.
Their assumption is kind of that these can too, and that's to, let's say if somebody's coming after them, they can quickly change color so you can't see them.
Oh, like camouflage.
Exactly. Camouflage is a great way to think about that. So what else do you notice about them?
Well, this guy's got, all these little like tentacles or feet, but then there's two really long ones.
Right, yeah. So it's kind of got like an octopus feel, but then there's got those super long tentacles.
Yeah.
Right. So those tentacles have suckers like octopus would, and they also have teeth inside of them.
What?
Which is really creepy. And they use those to grab things and then move it up and then into their mouths.
All right.
Which is pretty crazy. And then inside they've got a beak that you can't see that is what serrates all their food.
Wow.
So, yeah, they are intense creatures. I'm hopefully not going to run into them ever.
Yeah, they can stay at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, and they're also super fast. So they've got these areas where they can suck water in, and they push it out really fast, and then it's pretty much, they call it jet propulsion.
So that's like a jet ski.
Yep, exactly. It just shoots them right away. So, and they can also shoot out ink as well. So there's a lot of terrifying things going on for this one. Let's go on to the next one.
Perfect. All right, let's see. Ooh, a sea star or a starfish?
Yeah, exactly. So starfish, what's the first thing you notice?
Oh, well, it looks like a star. And it's got those 5 arms?
It has 5 arms. So a lot of the starfish that we know of do have 5 arms, but they can actually have up to 40.
What?
Yeah, exactly. That's a lot. And a really, really cool thing, that is a very protective shell, right? So it protects them from getting eaten by predators. But I think one of the coolest things about starfish is that if they lose that leg, that'll grow back.
No way.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so they can regenerate those, which is absolutely awesome. And they've also got structure so they can pry food open themselves. And they have a digestive system that can actually digest some pretty large prey. I know people think that they're very simple, but they're actually pretty unique creatures.
That is really cool.
Yeah. So let's do one more.
Okay, one more.
And then we'll get on our own creations.
All right, let's see what I can find. Ooh, a little seahorse?
Seahorse, yeah. So we know those are super tiny, right?
Yep.
And you had mentioned camouflage before.
Yeah.
These guys can do that same thing, change their body color.
Nice.
They can even change it to look like different textures. It's really cool.
That is cool.
Right. So their long snouts, which you see on them, that actually helps them find food.
Oh, okay.
They have super good vision. And their eyes actually move independently of one another. So think about that. If you could move this side this way and this side this way, they can do that so that they can see if there's prey all around them.
I feel like my mom did that when I was a kid.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't think about that. I think moms can do that.
Yeah. Yes.
So, and really cool thing about seahorses, so a female lays dozens of eggs. Okay. Right? And it actually is carried then by the male seahorse. There's a special, it's called a brood pouch in their abdomen. And then the men carry the eggs until they're ready to hatch. Nice. So totally unique feature.
I'm down for that.
Not really something I can, that I've heard of in any other place. So we've learned a ton of stuff about ocean adaptations. Yeah. And I think we should create our own creatures to come up with a new adaptation to living in the ocean.
Can we?
Yeah.
Oh, this sounds awesome.
So I think we'll build kind of an ocean background. Okay. And we'll go from there.
I love it. Let's do it.
Cool. So we're going to create our own creatures now, and it looks like you have an awesome start on an ocean habitat.
Yeah, so I made a little diorama out of a shoebox and some construction paper.
Very
Got some
cool.
blue for the background, some sand, seaweed.
I love it.
Yeah, and then I thought to give it a little extra something, I cut up some egg cartons and I painted them just to give them some color. And then I poked holes through the top to put little chenille stems here to make like coral reefs.
Ooh.
And I thought that would look good. Just putting some in the corners here.
Okay.
And then I'll put another one in the middle too.
So we're on the ocean floor is what you're thinking.
Yes.
Okay, well then, so that's our habitat that we're gonna start out with. We've got ocean floor. A lot of times that's where you'll find like starfish or different reef animals, right?
Yeah.
So I think we should create some of our own with our own adaptations. You ready to draw some and give it a shot?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we go. Well, tell me all about your creature you made.
Yes, so I made a squid hammer, which is a combination of a squid and a hammerhead shark.
Awesome.
So it's pretty intense, but he can catch really great prey like a hammerhead, but also explore deep oceans and use its tentacles to kind of catch things in as well. So pretty intimidating.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely terrifying.
Yes.
I did something similar where I combined some of the different animal features. So I put together what would be kind of like a turtle and an octopus. So it's a turtle with like 8 legs like an octopus, but the really cool thing is the turtle's shell can camouflage like an octopus does. So
that is awesome.
yeah, an octopus can go into different areas and quickly change colors. And so I made his orange shell to match with your orange coral, so he's hiding.
I love that. These are so cool. And I learned a ton about different animals and their adaptations down in the ocean, but I kind of want to learn some more. So we found some books, right?
Yeah, definitely. The one that I grabbed is kind of one of my favorite series anyways. The National Geographic for Kids always has really great science books, but this one is all about the ocean.
I love that.
So you can learn quick facts about all sorts of sea creatures, really dive into depth. Here's my turtle guy.
Nice.
But yeah, if you want to learn more about habitats too, you pulled a good book.
So I grabbed Even an Octopus Needs a Home. And this is a really cool book because it talks about different habitats that all the animals are living in and kind of how they're different and how it fits all their needs. So
Very cool. And that book actually features all sorts of habitats, not just the ocean.
Yes. Well, this was so much fun, and I learned so much about different animals and their habitats and adaptations. And we got to make some things.
I know. Got to get some crafts in.
Yes,
Very cool.
loved it. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. Thanks so much for joining us. This program was awesome. I had such a good time, and we usually do Kids Discover, which is our science program. And so that's kind of how we adapted this to what we do. Certainly feel free to take the idea of creating a creature and run with it. And that's also why we picked the ocean creatures, is because there's so many really cool features of our ocean animals.
And so, like what Amanda said, with our Kids Discover program, we focus just on ocean for our habitat. But if you're doing this in person, or if you didn't want to focus so much on the science stuff, you could expand to include more habitats. You could do compare and contrast, like a desert and like the cold tundra. And then you could talk about the differences and whatnot and compare and contrast, which would be really fun.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. So what you'll get with this kit is the ocean creatures, the water beads, and the box. And you'll notice with our programming, we have an awesome video production person helping us. His name's Andrew. We thank him a million times for what he does. And we've been doing this for quite some time, so we're a little polished, which is great. But if you are just getting into this, it's super simple. We started in March with just one camera, Facebook Live, and our programs were incredibly successful. So you can go interactive that way, or if you just want to use your phone to record you in a room and load it up later, it's very simple, and we are here to answer questions on that if you do have any. But beyond that, if you are fortunate enough and we are in a healthy enough space, this would be amazing to do in person. And the water beads are there for that reason, because they're super fun to play with, very interactive, and I would probably suggest just dumping all the animals in, right? And then they can pull them out like you did.
Yep, they can pull them out. It's a great sensory activity as well. Just feeling that kind of water habitat is really fun.
Really fun. And, you could have books around like we do where you pull them out and they could look up different information on their animals and then come up with ways to create their own. The best part about this is we get to craft a little, which is not normal for us.
Right.
You might be able to tell. But it was a really good time. And if you have any questions, again, please let us know. Thanks for watching. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.